Be careful, lest in casting out your demon you exorcise the best thing in you. There are two different types of people in the world, those who want to know, and those who want to believe. One ought to hold on to one's heart, for if one lets it go, one soon loses control of the head too. All things are subject to interpretation. Whichever interpretation prevails at a given time is a function of power and not truth. A good writer possesses not only his own spirit but also the spirit of his friends. Silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous. In truth, there was only one Christian and he died on the cross. One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. Ah, women. They make the highs higher and the lows more frequent. The lonely one offers his hand too quickly to whomever he encounters. Amor fati, love your fate, which is in fact your life. Invisible threads are the strongest ties. Art is the proper task of life. Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the better even of their blunders. What does your conscience say? You should become the person you are. There is not enough love and goodness in the world to permit giving any of it away to imaginary beings. Ultimately, it is the desire, not the desired, that we love. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. Today, as always, men fall into two groups, slaves and free men. Whoever does not have 2/3 of his day for himself, is a slave, whatever he may be, a statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar. They muddy the water, to make it seem deep. To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. One repays a teacher badly if one always remains nothing but a pupil. Stupidity in a woman is unfeminine. A thought, even a possibility, can shatter and transform us. After coming into contact with a religious man, I always feel I must wash my hands. There is more wisdom in your body than in your deepest philosophy. Become who you are. Hope, in reality, is the worst of all evils because it prolongs the torments of man. The visionary lies to himself, the liar only to others. Is it better to out-monster the monster or to be quietly devoured? I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and the impossible. To predict the behavior of ordinary people in advance, you only have to assume that they will always try to escape a disagreeable situation with the smallest possible expenditure of intelligence. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. The most perfidious way of harming a cause consists of defending it deliberately with faulty arguments. Is life not 1,000 times too short for us to bore ourselves? And once you are awake, you shall remain awake eternally. Everything the state says is a lie, and everything it has stolen. Madness is something rare in individuals, but in groups, parties, peoples, and ages, it is the rule. Talking much about oneself can also be a means to conceal oneself. One must be a sea, to receive the polluted stream without becoming impure.